First item is an application by Kerry Sy for rezoning at 9100 220 Bridgeport Road to automobile oriented. And we got Alex and Josh on this one. And Alex, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Staff does not have any additional comments to provide, but we'll just provide a few highlights and points here. So the proposed amendment is to the auto-oriented commercial zone and rezoning of the subject site to CA has been requested to permit an adaptive reuse of the existing building and for the purposes of operating a vehicle sales and rental business. The proposed use will operate within the existing floor area of the building on site with no increase in footprint. The existing building will be modified to achieve the required building energy efficiency standards, utilizing the prescriptive compliance pathway under Part 9 of the BC Building Code. Prior to building permit, a servicing agreement is required for the design and construction of site utility servicing works and frontage improvements. And refinement of the site design, including landscaping, will be further reviewed at the development permit stage. I'm available to answer any questions.
See any? Okay, Carol?
Thank you. I have no problem with the rezoning. I'm just curious, why was it zoned school and, into, what is it, school and something else, school and industry, whatever?
Yeah, so through the chair to Councillor Day, so the site was actually the home of the former fire hall, Richmond Fire Hall number 3, and so it was owned by the city for a long period of time before recently being sold to a private individual.
So that's why it was institution.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Thank you for
I'm glad to see it being used. About time. I'm moving the recommendation. First reading. Seconded. All those in favor? Contrary? Carried. Good. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Alex. Josh, the next item is an application by Northern Construction for rezoning at 880 Odland Crescent to industrial retail zone, and Ashley and Josh. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Staff does not have any additional comments to provide, but will highlight a few points. The purpose of this application is to facilitate the development of two-story light industrial buildings with limited retail use fronting Odland Crescent. The proposal is consistent with the official community plan and the city center area plan. Also consistent with city policies, the applicant is providing community planning and public art contributions. The applicant is also proposing to incorporate sustainability and building energy efficiency features, such as pre-ducting within the building for future rooftop solar infrastructure, provision of high-efficiency LEDs for outdoor lighting, water-conserving plumbing fixtures, and future connection to the city's district energy utility system. Refinement of the project design, including building design, landscaping, street frontage, and road improvements, will be further reviewed at development permit stage. Additionally, a servicing agreement is required for the design and construction of frontage improvements and site servicing works prior to building permit issuance. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, Michael Wolf's online. Michael, we're going to you first.
Oh, thank you so much. Through the chair, just two questions to staff. One is in relation to traffic and parking. Like this property in question today is right beside Rice World, and Rice World lining up to get into its really small parking lot backs right up onto Garden City Road and really makes congestion and safety hazards at Garden City and Odland. So I'm curious what additional changes are going to be done to reduce that when you're adding more commercial buildings that are going to draw more traffic.
Go ahead. Whoever's going to answer that.
Through the chair to Councillor Wolf, this site is providing all of its parking on the subject property. In addition, all of the loading facilities are also located on site, including one medium loading space and, correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley, but 19 parking spaces?
19.
Okay, there's a follow-up on that then. Getting those 19 cars to those 19 spaces and the deliveries, they're still going to have a major issue with the hours that Rice World is operating. So I'm not sure, is there anything in addition that's going to alleviate some of the existing congestion before we draw in more?
Through the chair to Councillor Wolf, this application is for a commercial and, or light industrial and commercial development, recognizing that it is adjacent to Rice World. The traffic impact study has demonstrated that the site can sufficiently accommodate the additional traffic volumes generated from the subject property.
Okay, I wonder where they're coming from the sky or from some other back door, I don't know, but coming from Garden City Road, it's gonna be a challenge and we'll struggle on their business. The second question I have is in regards to the trees. They're making way for 6 trees, and there's 64 trees from the tree replacement that they're not fitting. So we're getting big time cash in lieu for 64 trees. I don't know, I question where we're gonna fit 64 trees that are gonna benefit the neighborhood that the nice mature trees are going, that are being removed from. I'm not sure if staff have any comment on if there's potential still in the development permit panel phase to secure more trees on site than 6.
Through the chair to Councillor Wolf, staff will continue to work with the applicant to further review on-site tree planting opportunities at DP stage. Replacement trees that cannot be accommodated on-site will be provided as a cash in lieu to the Parks Tree Fund.
Okay, much appreciated. Thank you, Chair. Thanks.
All right, Councillor Al?
Yes, I share the concern of Councillor Wu on the traffic congestions outside of that supermarket. So on PLN 50, there's a map. There's an aerial map. So on the east of 8711, there's a a brown color building. Is there any plan or anything about this building? Will it be demolished or will it be redeveloped or what?
Through the chair to Councillor Au, the property immediately to the east of the subject property is not currently proposed for redevelopment. It is designated under the city center area plan for similar uses, including light industrial use on that property. It would be subject to a future rezoning should it choose to redevelop in the future.
Okay. Now, I understand that, perhaps, in this current, this particular application, the parking might be enough. However, putting all this together, the China World and then this new development, I think really we need to have some view of the parking or the traffic pattern in that area. It's really creating a problem.
Maybe we can have some comments before Monday. I just have a look at that.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
thank
have
you.
a look at it before Monday? Okay, all right, Carol.
Yeah, so I'm looking at page PLN 52, and we got 2 shoeboxes. There's really not much excitement to them. And what I'm wondering, I was also concerned about parking and access. We have a building similar to this on Bridgeport Road, in between Bridgeport and Sea Island, where they actually put rooftop parking. And I'm wondering if that was ever considered during this process, because, I mean, if parking and traffic is an issue in the area, why not access the roof for something like green space or solar panels, or ideally, parking?
Who can give us an engineering report?
Through the chair to Councillor Day, to the best of my knowledge, that the applicant did not explore rooftop parking in this instance. The building form that they were looking at, being tilt-up construction, it was proposed on the basis of accommodating the required parking at grade.
Okay, well, let's see what the rest of council says, but it doesn't float my boat.
Okay. All right, Alexa?
Thank you. People can access Audlin Road via McKim and then down Audlin Crescent, or directly down Audlin Crescent from Cambie. Is that not correct? There's no road closures or anything.
Through the chair to Councillor Liu, that's correct. There's no road closures. The access to that area is via, the access to the subject property is off of Audlin Road, but the Audlin Crescent will remain open.
Okay, because often with regular deliveries and stuff, the delivery guys get a feel for where they're going and can probably work around Rice World one way or the other. Is that correct?
Through the chair to Councillor Liu, as part of this application, there is also the requirement for a traffic or a loading management plan to be put in place in order to accommodate deliveries and the like.
Okay, and this area is zoned for two-story light industrial, or like, would there be an opportunity to go any higher?
Through the chair to Councillor Liu, there would be an opportunity to go higher. The area, I believe, is allowed up to 25 meters in terms of the overall height of the building. This programming just seems to fit what the applicant is proposing to develop, which is consistent with the city center area plan.
Okay, so it's consistent, but they could actually be building
2 stories easy.
higher than this, yeah?
Through the chair to Councillor Day, yes.
I'm a Lou, but
Councillor
that's
Liu.
okay.
Given that the proposal is located within the city center and designated for light industrial and some retail uses, as long as the proposal was still light industrial in nature, additional height could be provided.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Second, all those in favor? Contrary carried. Okay, we'll move it forward. All right, the next item is the abandonment of an unadopted bylaws. Do we need moved, seconded? All those in favor? Contrary carried. So we can get rid of those at your convenience. And we've got one manager's report, and then we got an in-camera.
Yes, I just wanted to make committee aware that a heritage alteration permit has been received for the replacement of the John Horton arrival of the SV Titanium mural at the same location on the Steveston Hotel property. This replacement is consistent with council's decision from the April 14th meeting earlier this year. The permit is anticipated to be issued next week, and I'm told that installation will start shortly thereafter. A memo from the Acting Director of Arts, Culture, and Heritage will be circulated to all members shortly, just advising them on that.
Good news. Thank you. Okay, hang on, Alexa, there you go.
Sorry, you said a permit was issued. Do you have to have a permit to have a painting on the side?
It's through the chair to Councillor Liu, it is a heritage alteration permit.
Okay, thank you.
Just because it is exterior
that's
painting.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Move adjournment. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.